जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, Chapter 25, Krishna Lips, Govardhan Hill, verse number 20, 10.25.20, right? अथाह भगवान गोपान हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजो संविशात गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। अथा भगवान गोपान हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। अथा भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। अथाह भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। अथा भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौकश यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। अथाह भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजोषं विशत गर्तं सगोधना। अथाह भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौक्ष यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। था भगवान गोपाल हे अम्ब तात व्रजौकश यथोपजोषं विशत गिरिगर्तं सगोधना। माता जी, अथ then addressed Bhagavan the Supreme Lord, Gopan the cowards, Hey, O Amba Mother, Tata, O Father, Vraja Oksha, O residents of Braj, Yatha Upajosham, as suits your pleasure. Vishata, please enter. Giri, this hill. Gartam, the empty space below. Sagodhana, together with your cows. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Lord then addressed the cowherd community. O mother, O father, O residents of Braj, if you wish, you may now come under this hill with your cows. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur provides the following insight in this regard. Ordinarily, a large cowherd community, which included many thousands of cows, calves, bulls, and so on, could not fit under the base of a medium-sized hill like Sri Govardhan. However, because the hill was in ecstasy, being touched by the hand of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it acquired inconceivable power, and even felt the hundreds of deadly thunderbolts thrown upon its back by angry Indra to be offerings of soft, fragrant flowers. At times, Sri Govardhan was not even aware that the thunderbolts were striking. From the Hari Vamsha, the Acharya has also quoted Sri Krishna himself as saying, Trailokam api utsahate rakshitum kim punarvrajam. Sri Govardhan can give shelter to all the three worlds. What to speak of the simple land of Braj? When Indra's attack began and Krishna lifted the hill, the deer, wild hogs, and other animals and birds standing on the hill's flanks climbed up to its peaks, and even they did not experience the slightest distress. Om Agyan Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 25, verse number 20. Translation. The Lord then addressed the cowherd community. O mother, O father, O residents of Braj, if you wish, you may now come under this hill with your cows. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So Krishna's one of the very famous pastime of lifting Govardhan hill. We are reading this section wherein Krishna has already lifted the hill, but is alone below the hill. All the Brajavasis They are seeing, Bapre, Krishna lifted the hill. But they are not going inside. So, गिर गया तो? Krishna is a small boy. First of all, he cannot lift. Somehow, if he has lifted, how long? Can he balance? What if the hill falls? It's not easy. We see when Indra, out of envy and anger, was showering torrents of rain, heavy rain, and hailstones, and snow, and thunderbolt, and attacking the Brajavasis. All the Brajavasis were in distress. They were feeling the cold winds entering their bones, chills, and they were feeling the noise of the thunderbolt and lightning, and they were feeling the heavy drops. One drop was like one pillar. So when it falls on your head or back, it gives pain. So the Brajavasis were in distress. The cows, the calves, the bulls, the monkeys, the peacocks, the cowherd boys, and the gopis, including Srimati Radharani, they were in distress. The whole cowherd community was in distress. And Krishna was watching from his balcony, from his Nand Bhavan. And Krishna loves his Brajavasis, but he didn't take any action. He was just watching their distress. Generally, love means what? If somebody comes to you, then you help? Or you help when you see they require help? Which one? Huh? Second one? If you love somebody, or if somebody is dependent on you for protection, should you wait for them to come? Should go and help? They are in distress. But Krishna did not go. He was watching. So when so much distress the Brajavasis couldn't tolerate, they ran to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, please help us. As soon as they approach Krishna without losing a moment, Krishna ran and picked up Govardhan hill. So the question arises, why Krishna was waiting for them to approach? Why didn't he protect them before they approach? Anyway, Krishna came all the way from Golok Vrindavan down to protect. But now he's waiting. Aane do. If you came all the way down to protect, just do it, na? Right? If you go all the way to sell some product and you are on the street and somebody is waiting for the product, you say, nahi aane do. Are go and give him. But the reason Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains is that Krishna likes when devotees approach him, because that increases the intensity of loving exchange. And Krishna likes that intensity, the high intensity of dependence, the high intensity of love. So in order to taste and experience that intense love and intense loving exchange, Krishna waited for Brajavasis to approach. Then he lifted Govardhan hill. Just like whatever belongs to the father belongs to the child as well, the son as well. As soon as the father dies, the whole property is inherited by the son. And even before father dies, it anyway belongs to the son. But father does not give. He keeps giving to the child whenever the child asks. Ki today you bring sweets, today you bring chocolate, today you bring toys. And the father brings and keeps in the pocket, doesn't give. Then when he comes back from office, the child cries, Father, Father, did you bring my chocolate? Said, yes, yes, I brought your chocolate. So this is a loving exchange with the father likes. Even mother cooks nice dish for the child, and the child comes to the mother and says, I am hungry, and mother immediately starts feeding. Imagine there is no talk between the mother and child. Every day on time, mother cooks and keep on the table and goes in a room. And the child eats and plays. Do you think there will be any enjoyment in that mother-son relationship? Why? Mother is supposed to feed. So she cooks and keeps, and the child eats and plays. There is no loving exchange. But mother cooks and waits. And the child comes and says, Mummy, I am hungry. And the mother gives, yes, it's ready. So she likes that the child is asking. So Krishna likes when we approach him, when we go to him, when we ask him, because that is a proof that we accept Krishna as our friend. When we have some problem or something in our heart, don't we want to share? And whom do we share? With our friend. But if we share with Rasbihari, what will he think? Oh, he thinks I am his friend. That's why he is sharing. So he will fulfill our prayers. And next time when he sees we want something, what will Rasbihari think? Oh, abhi tak bola nahi hai. He has not yet told me. Once he tells, it's ready. Once he tells, I'll give him. But now, he has not told me. He is telling his friends, but not me. I am his friend, he should tell me. Right? We will also do this with our friends. If your friend wants something and you have it, but he's asking some other boy, some other friend, what will you think? Arey, mujhse nahi pucha. Main to de deta tha. He doesn't think I am his friend. But if he comes to you after 2 days, oh, it's ready. So Krishna is ready to give himself. But are we ready? So Lord Ramchandra, he says that anybody who comes to me and says, my dear Lord, I am yours. I am yours. I immediately accept that person and give him shelter. So this is the vow which Lord Krishna has taken. That any person who comes to Radha Rasbihari and says, my dear Radha Rasbihari, I am yours. That's all, full stop. You just have to tell him, I am yours. He will accept you. He came to Jew for this only. Otherwise, why from Golok Vrindavan he'll come to Jew and here he will say, no, no, nahi chahiye, nahi chahiye. Arey, then why did you come? You came to accept. to accept offerings, to accept service, to accept love, to accept surrender, to accept prayers, to give blessings, to fulfill desires. That is the reason he came all the way from Golok Vrindavan to this market. So we go to him, my dear Lord, I am yours. But now I have an appointment, I am going. No, yours means khatam, no appointment, only Krishna. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. So when we give ourselves to Krishna, including our time and energy, he accepts our surrender. So Krishna likes when we approach him. And the best approach is we approach for service. We approach Lord Krishna, please engage me in your service. Our acharyas have explained this is the best approach. Not asking something for ourselves, but giving to Krishna. The day we start giving, that is called love. Asking for something, fine. But giving, that is great. So we should start giving to Krishna, giving our ears, sitting in Bhagavatam class, giving our eyes by taking darshan, giving our time by doing service, or reading books, or preaching, giving our energy, our skill, our talent, our Dandvat Pranam, bowing down to him, giving our mind. So we should start giving to Krishna, or giving our hard-earned money, or giving what objects we like. So that's love. So Krishna is in his balcony and he's seeing Indra's attack on Vrindavan, and he's seeing all the Brajavasis in distress, the cows and calves in distress, the Gopas and Gopis and cowherd community in distress. The trees are fallen and the house, the ceiling of the roof of the house is broken, and there is flood, and the fields are full of water, and the cows and calves are crying, and the bulls are angry, and the clouds are so much thundering, and so much lightning, and the lowland and the highland has become same full of water. Krishna is seeing this scene. And all the troubled Brajavasis, they are saying, look, Indra is becoming angry. Why did we cancel Indra Yajna? Why did we listen to Krishna? Oh Nanda Maharaj, look what has happening. You are our king, but you did a wrong decision. Now we should go to Krishna. So they go to Krishna, 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 Krishna. So their intensity has increased. Before that attack of Indra, also they loved Krishna. They danced with him. They did Govardhan Parikrama. They had feast. Out of love of Krishna only they worshipped Govardhan. But now the intensity was high. They feeling distress. They were crying to Krishna, 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 Krishna. And in your own life, if you experience distress and cry for Krishna, those moments or those hours or those days, the intensity will be high. And a progressive sadhaka would want that intensity again. No? Yes? Don't we want that intensity again? How it will come? One more distress. Oh, distress I don't. But no gain without pain. So Krishna gave that transcendental distress to Brajavasis. See, Brajavasis don't have material body. So that is not the same distress a person will have when he is in flood. Like Arjuna was put into illusion of confusion. Brajavasis were put into distress. It's not a material distress. They are not fear of their life. They were put into an experience of distress so that their intensity increases. And with that intensity, when they shouted, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna immediately ran and lifted Govardhan hill. Now, Krishna could have done so many other things. He could have immediately gone to Swargaloka and slapped Indra. Right? Or he could have immediately stopped the rain himself. Or could have gone to Brahma and say, what nonsense is happening in this universe? I am here. But he didn't do all this. He used this as an opportunity to increase the loving exchange by lifting Govardhan hill and having 24 hours loving interaction with all the Brajavasis, which he never got any opportunity. As he grew up, he was never 24 hours with Yashoda Maya because he was going out and playing. He was never 24 hours with cowherd boys because he had to come back and sleep in the house. He was never 24 hours with cows because they will go to the Goshala and he will go to the house. He was never 24 hours with gopis because they were shy gopis. They can meet only in the afternoon or evening when nobody is watching. So not a single Brajvasi, not a single devotee got 24/7 Krishna's association. But under Govardhan, every single Brajvasi got 24/7 for 7 days. Amazing. The cows got to see Shyam Sundar 24 hours. Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba, they got to be with Krishna 24 hours. The cowherd boys, they were with Krishna 24 hours, laughing and joking. Srimati Radharani and all the gopis were taking darshan of Krishna 24 hours. The Brajavasis were having nice time seeing Krishna 24 hours. So they were thanking Indra that you gave us 24-hour darshan for 7 days. So Krishna used this opportunity to have further loving exchanges and fulfill the desires of the Brajavasis to spend time with him for 24 hours, for 7 days. So everything happens in our life is an opportunity to intensify our bhakti, to intensify our conviction, to keep progressing towards the goal of life. We should not see distress as negative. We should not see problems as negative. We should see problems and distress as an opportunity to grow, to go further in Krishna consciousness. If there is a distress and a pain, and I tolerate, I grow by my tolerance. If I am disturbed and I go to Krishna and pray, the intensity of prayer is higher. Again I grow. If I respond to pain in such a way that my bhakti increases, then that pain is a teacher. That pain is an opportunity to grow. For example, if you are about to sleep, somebody having a shop, about to close the shop, and an important customer comes and purchases in bulk, you will be happy. You will not say, oh, mera neend kharab kiya. You will say, oh, so much profit. So in the same way, if some customer comes to give you profit in Krishna consciousness, you should be happy. Even though you lose sleep, or even though you have pain, or even though you have distress, it may be your neighbor, it may be your enemy, it may be your spouse, it may be your devotee friend who comes and gives you distress or insult or pain, and it gives an opportunity to grow. That's profitable. That's not a loss. Because finally you got something. So all this helps us. to grow. There's a story of a donkey, you all know. One donkey, very old donkey, he was in the field and there was a dry well and dark. So he didn't notice and he fell in the well at night time. And now he couldn't climb out again. So he started praying, not praying, braying. And the owner of the donkey heard the prayer, heard the noise at midnight. So he came out of the house and he saw this foolish donkey is fallen in the dry well. And it's not easy to take the donkey out now. So the owner thought, this well is dry, I don't need. And this donkey is old, I don't need. Why don't I make a samadhi here? So he called his friends and told them, just put sand in the hole. And they all started putting the sand. So what will happen? The donkey will die under the sand. But this foolish donkey was less foolish. So whenever the sand would fall on his back, it will pain him. And what he will do? He will shake his back. Then the sand will fall down and he will step on the sand. Again sand will come and pain his back, fall on the back. Again he will shake his back. Again the sand will fall down. Again he will step on the sand. And in this, gradually he came out of the well. So the very sand which was supposed to kill the donkey became an opportunity to liberate from the well. In the same way, the very stones, the very pains which we receive in this material world, and we think they are here to destroy us, but actually they are here as an opportunities to grow in bhakti by intensifying our dependence on Krishna. So don't lose these opportunities. Don't try to solve problems. From childhood we are taught, problems means solve it. Right? In all the exam papers there will be problems and you have to write answers. Then you are a good student. Bhagavatam is not teaching that. Prahlad Maharaj had so many problems. Did he try to solve? Anytime he tried to run away from the house or try to confront Hiranyakashipu, why you are trying to kill me? Or try to complain to police that child abuse is happening, my father is trying to kill me. Or try to protect himself. No, he just continued intensifying his bhakti. Narad Muni's mother died by a snake bite. And nobody else in the house. What did he do? Cried? No, he prayed to Krishna, thank you Krishna. Even my last problem, last affection is over. My last attachment is over. And he left the house, went to the forest and had darshan of Krishna. So we have several examples where problems or pains are used as opportunities for spiritual growth. And that is how the universe and the demigods help us to grow in spiritual life through our pains. So a mature devotee, a sober devotee in mode of goodness should not see pain as negative, should not see distress as negative. He should see them as opportunities which have arrived to liberate us. Like the pain of vaccine. Whoever got vaccine, injection, is it painful? And still you go to the clinic, say, doctor, give me injection. Why you want pain? Because that pain is a small price for bigger profit. That's cure or immunity or whatever the media is speaking. So that pain is a cure or some profit. So in the same way, The pain in life is a cure prescribed by Dr. Radha Rasbihari. He prescribes them for our cure. So what should we do? We should say, doctor, thank you very much. Not tell the doctor, hey, why injection to me? I am a good boy. I don't want pain. Just give me sweet medicine. No, doctor will say, for your cure, I have to give you bitter medicine. I have to give you injection. It will pinch, but it will remove the infection. So we should remember this. Everything happening around us is an opportunity for spiritual growth. So don't lose it by thinking it's negative, by thinking not for me, but use it to grow in spiritual life. So the Brajvasis, their dependence and love intensified when they approached Krishna. And Krishna immediately lifted Govardhan hill as if an elephant lifting a lotus flower very easily on the tiny finger of his left hand like this. And all the Brajvasis are surprised. See, there are two types of bhakti, Aishwarya bhakti, Madhurya bhakti. Aishwarya bhakti means you see Krishna as your master, supreme personality of Godhead. You have that faith and you have that respect and awe and reverence that he is superior, I am inferior, master, servant, controller, enjoyer, and I am controlled. I am to be enjoyed by him. So this superior inferiority is there in Aishwarya Bhakti. Madhurya Bhakti means the sweet relationship where the devotee doesn't see Krishna as superior. He sees Krishna as equal friend or more as a child, like Yashoda Maiya, my son, or my lover like Radharani, or my husband like Rukmini Mata. So there the superior inferior gap is not there, that he is God, he is high. No, it's just sweet qualities and sweet beautiful form of Krishna or sweet pastimes of Krishna which are an impetus to love Krishna. So Brajvasis are in Madhurya. They don't see Krishna as God. They see Krishna as हमारा गांव का लड़का, गांव का hero, small boy. So when a small boy who is only used to stealing makhan and stealing clothes and breaking the yogurt and butter pots and swimming in Yamuna and playing with bat and ball and doing masti, he suddenly lifts a Govardhan hill which a small boy cannot do. Brajvasis are shocked. And shock is generally there if somebody does something which you cannot do, or you don't expect them to do. So Brajvasis themselves, not a single Brajvasi can lift Govardhan in general. And here Krishna lifts Govardhan hill. So Brajvasis are shocked seeing this. In Madhurya, if you see Aishwarya, opulence, you get contradiction. Not possible. So when Krishna lifts Govardhan hill, everybody is amazed and nobody goes inside the hill. So Krishna says, Maya, Maya, Baba, Baba, Sridham, Subal, come inside, come with your cows. This is big umbrella. The Brajvasis are thinking, what is happening? First of all, how did he lift? And agar masti se utha liya, because he is mischievous, he lifted, how long he can balance? How can we go inside? What if it falls? We will all get crushed immediately. And even if he can balance, it will be so crowded and congested. As compared to whole Braj, the hill is very small. And the whole population with cows going inside, there will be too much crowd and congestion. We will die. And third thing is, even if you lift the hill and there is rain, would the water not come down? Can it be that around you there is flood and in between there is no flood? Water will come inside also. In fact, the hole will be formed. All the water around will gush in the hole. So you will anyway get drowned. Right? So Brajvasis are thinking like this. But Govardhan is not ordinary. So Govardhan expanded himself very huge, so that all the cows and the calves and the Brajvasis and the Gopas and the Gopis and the cowherd community, they all can comfortably stay inside Govardhan, below Govardhan. Govardhan expanded. How Govardhan expanded? Because Govardhan came in contact with a small finger of Krishna. So he received empowerment as a devotee. And Govardhan is not different from Krishna. Krishna can expand. Like somebody was saying in one of the verses, Sukadeva Goswami says there were millions and millions of cows in Braj. Infinite, unlimited cows in Braj. And the person was asking question, if Braj is measurable, 84 miles, then how there can be infinite cows in finite space? Right? Somebody was asking that day. Then I told him, why don't you draw a 2 centimeter line on the board? Not line, segment. He drew 2 centimeter segment. Is this segment finite or infinite? Huh? And how many points are there? How can you have infinite points on finite line? So if you can draw a finite line containing infinite points, can't Krishna's Vrindavan have infinite cows? नहीं, उसके लिए नहीं possible, only मेरे लिए possible. So when Krishna lifted Govardhan, Giri Govardhan expanded. The area expanded so much that all the Brajvasis, whole Braj with the animals, with the cows and peacocks and monkeys, they can comfortably stay inside. So the capacity was taken care. Giriraj expanded. The balance was taken care, because when Krishna lifted, he kept it stable. See, to make in material world any object stable, like this table, to make it stable, you need 4. 4? Minimum 4. A square or a rectangle is stable as compared to a triangle or a line or a point. 4 is required. Even if 1 is there, then you have to find out exact center of equilibrium, which will be very, very difficult to hold. But here there is only 1, and that too very small finger. So to exact center so that its balance is not easy. Just try to balance one object on your one finger. Say a notebook. Not easy. So Krishna made it stable. Everybody could see it is stable. And they had faith on Krishna. So when Krishna screamed, Krishna requested, please, please, if you wish, just come under Govardhan. Govardhan will take care of everybody. The first personalities to enter were cows. They entered because they were not thinking about balance and space and all. They were thinking, Krishna is inside. Let's go. Because whenever Krishna would be on the street, the cows would come and get attracted and assemble near him. So the cows and the calves ran inside Govardhan seeing Shyam Sundar. When the cows and calves ran, their caretakers also ran because they have to be with the cows. If something happens, they need to pull the cows out first. Godhan. What you value, if it goes away from you, what will happen? You will also go with it. So the caretakers, the cowherd men, and Krishna's friends went inside. Then the gopis went inside. Then all the parents went inside. Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba went inside. And in that way, all went inside, seeing beautiful Shyam Sundar lifting Govardhan hill. And so many amazing, 7 days, amazing pastimes happened below Govardhan. If that is described, it will take a separate Bhagavatam set just to describe what happened below Govardhan. And the most happy individuals below Govardhan, who were most happy, below Govardhan? Of course, everybody was happy. But the most happy were 3, 4, 5-year small naked boys. Most happy. They were dancing, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Because they were thinking, when I become like this big boy, I will also lift Govardhan. Krishna is our role model. They were most happy boys below Govardhan, thinking that maybe aisa karunga, thoda bada ho jaunga. Krishna lifted when he was 7. These boys were 3, 4. They were friends of Krishna. And they used to emulate Krishna. Whatever Krishna does, we will also do when we grow up. So we will also lift Govardhan. So they were most happy. Now there were some devotees, living entities, who were above Govardhan, who didn't go below. The tigers, the elephants, the lions, the wild pigs, they would not mix with human society. Right? They are not domesticated animals. They will not mix with humans. The snakes. But they are also Brajvasis. They are part of Braj. So how did they got protected? Govardhan became so huge that when Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, half of the Govardhan hill went above the clouds. Half of the Govardhan hill went above the clouds. The peak went above the clouds. So all the animals went above the clouds on the peak, and the rain was below the clouds. So for them there was no difference only. They were just enjoying on the life on Govardhan. For them there was no difference what is happening below the clouds. You see, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, they all went on the top. Remaining all came below. So Indra failed completely. Indra couldn't kill a single ant or a single leaf. And Indra threw so much nuclear weapons and celestial weapons and Vajra, thunderbolt and bombs and fire and ice and water and wind on Govardhan to break Govardhan to kill Brajvasis. But Govardhan didn't feel any pain. Govardhan didn't even knew some attack is happening. Why? Because Govardhan had a very soft and sweet experience. One small finger, one soft finger was touching him below. This touch was so pleasant, this touch was so pleasurable that all the other experience got negated. It's like this, I give you 50 kg box, go to Andheri, walk and go, and you are carrying. How will be the experience? Painful? Prabhu ji, kuch bhi bolta hai. But then I call you, hey, I forgot to tell you, it contains gold, 50 kg gold for you, gift. After the call, how will be the experience? Oh, amazing. So much value. So in the same way, the experience by coming in contact with Krishna was so soft, sweet and pleasant that all other weapons ka experience Govardhan didn't feel only. And that's true. Imagine you have a bad day and you had a loss or somebody broke your heart or you were insulted and you come and see Radha Ras Bihari. For that moment when you are taking darshan, how is the experience? Doesn't that pain of the day evaporate or vanish? It may come again after we exit the temple. But at that moment, how is the experience? Nice? Thanda, thanda, cool, cool. So when we come in contact with Krishna, we have a pleasant experience which negates or neutralizes all other negative experiences. Nowadays is summertime. If in the afternoon you are walking on Juhu beach for 10 minutes, it will be so bad experience. And suddenly a big tree and shade is there. You feel so relieved. Or night when the Purnima moon is there and we are standing below it, Sheetal, cool, we feel so relieved. Same relief you will get when you come to Radha Rasbihari, because his face is not one Purnima Chand, one moon. His face is millions of moons together. Millions of moons together. Actually, even that is wrong comparison. You know Radha Rasbihari's lotus feet? If you carefully see on the lotus feet, there's a toe, lotus toe. Seen? No? You see. And you carefully see on the lotus toe, there's a nail. And you more carefully see the tip of the nail of the lotus toe of Lord Sri Krishna is more pleasing and beautiful than millions of moons together. So what to speak about his face? It's very cooling. So when we come in contact with Krishna, either by taking darshan of the deities or by chanting Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, or by reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, or by honoring Prasadam, or by doing devotional service. Anyhow, we come in contact with Krishna, we get relief. We get relief from this samsara dava nadalida loka, from this friction, from this conflict, from this horror, from this horrible dukhalayam, ashashvatam world. We feel relief by coming in contact with Krishna. And if you are 24 hours in contact with Krishna, your life is different. You are above the clouds. Below the clouds, so many nonsense is happening. So much rain is happening. You are above the clouds. In Hindi they say also, na? What they say? Badal kya? Badal ke upar. Something like that. So you are above the clouds. You are very happy. No friction, no conflict, no horror, no bad experience. Just by coming in contact with Krishna. And for that, you don't have to go to the forest or do yajna or learn, become a jnani. Srila Prabhupada has created such a wonderful ISKCON. It's so easy to associate with devotees, chant and dance in Mangalarti or Sandhya Arti, and sit and hear Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita class, Priti Vadanam class, or youth class, and honor Prasadam, and chant the holy name, and do some service. 24 hours easily we can get engaged in the temple. And 24 hours we can be in touch of Krishna. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhayacha. And in that way we can be relieved of all material miseries. So whatever happens, it will not bother us. Chalta hai. No problem. So Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, not only he expanded, he was in touch with the lotus finger of Krishna. So whatever attack Indra was doing, it didn't bother him. It didn't disturb him. It didn't pain him. He didn't realize it. He was in ecstasy, enjoying. And the Brajavasis were very happy, enjoying. They were singing, they were dancing, they were having feast. and they were interacting with Krishna, and they were smiling joyfully. Everything was perfect. So this Govardhan, lifting of Govardhan created a very nice festival for 7 days, in which all Brajavasis got Krishna 24 hours, and Krishna got to be with each of his devotees 24 hours. Now, one point remaining is, as I said, even if the Govardhan hill is lifted and flood is around, the water will come inside. What happened to that water? Homework? No? So when Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, all the small rocks, stones and mud, which was on Govardhan but not glued to Govardhan, that fell down. And that automatically became a good strong boundary. Water couldn't come inside. See? So amazing. So Govardhan protected the Brajavasis in this way, and even today Govardhan protects anybody who takes shelter of Govardhan. Govardhan gives shelter. Even today, if you go to Govardhan, you find thousands and thousands of devotees staying near Govardhan. Whole day near Govardhan under a tree, or maybe some ashram nearby, but completely focused on Govardhan, and they are living very peaceful life, even though they may not have opulence, even though they may have to beg. And so many widows you will see, the Matajis who have lost their husbands, they stay near Govardhan and they are comfortably living. So even today Govardhan gives shelter to everybody. So Krishna himself declares that Govardhan is non-different from me. Anybody who takes shelter of Govardhan, Govardhan gives shelter. So we have such a wonderful opportunity, especially in India. You can just go to Vrindavan, go to Govardhan and take shelter by paying obeisances, by doing parikrama, by offering worship, by giving some charity and perform your devotional service. And many devotees are habituated to do that. I know many people who may not be chanting every day, but they fix once a month they'll go to Govardhan. Or once in 15 days they'll go to Govardhan. Or anything happens in their life, chalo Govardhan. I was in Jaipur, so there were a group of 50 people who don't chant, who don't read Bhagavatam, who don't know Bhagavad Gita. I gave a class to them. But they all have one fixed habit. Once a month they book a bus, go to Govardhan, do Govardhan Parikrama and come back. That's a fixed habit. Like this, there are many people who are attached to Govardhan. Govardhan is non-different from Krishna. And we have Giriraji with us in the altar. So paying our obeisances to Giriraji, we should offer our prayers. My dear Lord, please accept me. I am yours. And He will accept us. And in that way, whatever we need for our spiritual progress, we will be provided. So a devotee should be serious for spiritual progress. And Krishna has given us many such opportunities, taking shelter of holy name, taking shelter of Bhagavatam, taking shelter of Vaishnavas, taking shelter of Yamuna river, taking shelter of Ganga river, taking shelter of Vrindavan Dham, taking shelter of deities, taking shelter of Govardhan. There are so many opportunities by which we can receive the mercy and become successful in Krishna consciousness. This human form of life is very rare and very great gift. Only humans can understand this knowledge. Animals cannot understand. We cannot invite animals, come and sit and hear the class and follow Mahaprasade Govinde. Animals cannot understand this. Humans can understand. So we should use this human form of life not for sense gratification, but to take shelter of Krishna, to practice Krishna consciousness. So please keep coming to the temple every day and hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, attend Mangala Arati, Guru Puja, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, offer service, honor prasadam. And that way our life is successful. Okay, we will end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Yes. Okay, we need a mic.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
class.
Yeah.
My question is, as we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Sudarshan Chakra was surfacing the water on the top of Govardhan. And my second question is, Sripad Vishwanath Chakrabarti says, Krishna lived in three places. Gokula, Nandagaon, we know. So the third place is in Vrindavan, which place?
Okay, so the first one was a question
Yeah.
whether Sudarshan Chakra was there or
If
not.
the Sudarshan Chakra was surfacing the water, how would the water come down?
Okay. No, Sudarshan Chakra entered little later. The pastime unfolded. The flood was already formed when Krishna lifted Govardhan. And after Krishna lifted Govardhan and the Brajavasis came down, Indra increased his attack. That time Sudarshan Chakra was offering his service. So he entered, side hero, na? He entered later. Main hero first. Second question is, Krishna lives in Gokul, Nandagaon and?
Three places it is.
I have never read that. Krishna lives in Vrindavan, everywhere in Vrindavan, Aprakata Leela. So there is no fourth place where Krishna is in Vrindavan. You are saying that? That means there is no fourth place where Krishna is in Vrindavan. That's what I am saying. So he is in Vrindavan, he is in Chattikara, he is in Barsana, he is in forest, he is in Govardhan, he is in Radhakund, he is everywhere. Krishna is everywhere in Vrindavan. Okay, lived means residence you are saying. Okay. So Gokul Nandagaon, in between temporary residence was a Chattikara, where a small temporary village was formed. And he went to two, three other places also. Finally, he settled in Nandagaon. Okay, so you are talking about residence. I thought living. Okay, that's Chattikara. You know where is Chattikara? Now the rickshaw stand there. Yes. No. Tent. Temporary village. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, as we hear that pure devotee does not want anything for himself, like he just want to serve. So here we see as Brajvasis are approaching Krishna for danger many times. So how to understand this?
So they are approaching out of love. Krishna has created a sense of danger in their thinking. And when there is sense of danger, they approach Krishna not because Krishna is God and he will protect me. So they are approaching Krishna because he is our hero. He is our leader. So they are approaching Krishna. So it's a very ordinary activity of protection, asking for protection, which even advanced devotees don't ask. And Brajavasis are Ragatmika devotees. So Krishna is not God there. That's the whole change. There's a whole twist. So as you are saying, devotee should not approach God, Krishna for anything. But they are not approaching Krishna God. He is not God there. It's just ordinary dealing of love. Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Why Indra always get jealous because of Krishna? Even Indra know that Krishna can fire them from their position anytime. So even after knowing why they do these things.
So material world is such that if anybody gets material position, he can easily get proud. And out of pride he may commit an offense. Out of pride he may disregard his superior or misunderstand his limitations. And he may think, I am God. I am best. Nobody can do anything to me. I am powerful. We see that, right? A class monitor or a street fighter, he thinks he is the best. Nobody can do anything to him. So that pride comes. So Indra becomes proud like that. But we should know, we know some episodes of Indra. Other times he is very nice, pure devotee. He does lots of service for Krishna. He takes care of whole heaven. All the demigods report to him. So he does very valuable service. A little pride. So Krishna corrects him. Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So when Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, so it is quite surprising to all Brajvasis that how this boy could lift this big mountain. So their love for Krishna was not, why their love for Krishna transformed into a kind of respect. He's a big person. So how can we understand that?
So Brajvasi's love for Krishna is so concentrated that all these events don't dilute it. They all think that, okay, Narayana must have empowered him. Narayana must have empowered him to do this for us. Actually, Narayana did it. Lord Vishnu did it. He must have empowered our son Krishna to do this for us. Their love doesn't get diluted. That is the concentration of their love. So when Yashoda saw Krishna lifting Govardhan, she chastised Krishna. Said, you rascal, how many times I told you not to do this mischief? Why did you do mischief? Now just give it to Nanda Baba. So her love doesn't become dilute. Whereas Mother Devaki, when she saw Krishna killing Kamsa, her love became diluted. She said, oh, he is not my son, he is Bhagwan, I should offer respect. But Mother Yashoda's love doesn't become dilute. She saw Krishna's mouth when Krishna ate clay, mud. So she saw the whole universe. She saw whole universe in Krishna's mouth. And momentarily she thought that, oh, he's not my son, he's God. But then she thought, no, he's my son. So it all evaporated. So knowledge makes love feeble. Knowledge makes love weak. But not to Brajvasis. Knowledge has no entry in Vrindavan. If it enters, it vanishes. Knowledge that Krishna is God doesn't get reserved ticket. Cannot go in Vrindavan. On the boundary only it becomes burnt. If it enters, it cannot stay in the heart. There's pure love. There's Vrindavan. That's why we say Krishna is perfect in Mathura. In Dwaraka. He is more perfect in Vrindavan and is most perfect in, he is more perfect in Mathura and is most perfect in Vrindavan. Where he is not treated as God. He is treated as Hamara Chora. Okay? So knowledge doesn't make it dilute in Vrindavan. Knowledge makes love dilute in other places. That's why Vrindavan is higher than Vaikuntha, higher than Dwarka, higher than Mathura, higher than all other places. Vrindavan is topmost. Okay? Like a Senapati, a commander of the army. Suppose he gets promotion and he comes home, tells his children, I got promotion. Will that knowledge make their relationship any change, dilute? They will still treat him same. In the tent, 3,000 soldiers may be saluting him. But here the mother, the wife, same chastise, same scolding, same galis, they do every day. Right? So that promotion knowledge doesn't dilute their love. Right? So same thing. Vrindavan is his home. Office में क्या हो रहा है फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. You may be God. This is home. Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Which mode of devotion is suggested for us? The Braja Bhav or Mathura Bhav?
Which mode? We are servants
Which
of
bhav?
Krishna.
Yes.
We don't choose mode. There is already a mode which we have forgotten. So by getting purified through sadhana bhakti, we will revive our mode. But as of now, we should just be in the mode of servant. That I am servant of Krishna. If at all you want promotion in that mode, then you should think I am servant of Krishna. That's promotion. Das, das, anudas. So be a servant of Krishna. Humble servant of devotees. That's our mode. Okay? Our mode and our mood. Servant of Krishna. Okay? Yes, Nimai Nitai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Initially, you were mentioning this any progressive sadhaka will welcome any opportunities where you can intensify your remembrance of Krishna and dependence on Krishna. And you gave that example of that donkey also. So then I was thinking that when such moments come in our life, so we are able to remember the philosophy also. Kunti Maharani prays for more difficulties. But then actually at that time, more the tendency which I come across is to take revenge or attack back rather than apply this. And like you gave example of Narada boy and Prahlad Maharaj also. Very, very nicely you explained that two examples. So could you please explain, Guruji, that at which point or what kind of consciousness a person is going through or cultivating or carrying in his recent life, at which point this will happen, that the person will be able to take it as and silently accept it as, and more be concerned about intensifying his faith and devotion and dependence on Krishna rather than deal with the current circumstances at hand and attack back and take revenge or carry the vengeful feelings for a long time. How that change will happen to the other side. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
See, the point of change will occur when I value Krishna more than myself. Till I value myself or my comfort or my convenience or my ego or my status or my position or my wealth or anything I am attached to more than Krishna, I will have these feelings of revenge or protecting or defending or explaining or maintaining the reputation. But the twist will happen as soon as I value Krishna more than myself. Then everything will change to an opposite direction. I'll be more seeing it as an opportunity for spiritual growth. Better to chant rather than argue. Better to read rather than plan a revenge. Better to do service rather than wasting time in thinking about all this. So this flip will happen when the value flip will happen. So in our sadhana, the point will come that Krishna is more valuable than me. Then all our thought process will change. And this point occurs as we keep reading and chanting. So as we keep reading and chanting, the switch is on. That Krishna is more valuable. My insult, my revenge is not enough valuable to give energy and time. So that will happen. Automatically our mind will turn towards the direction of seeing this as an opportunity for spiritual growth. Like a businessman, If he thinks my sleep is more valuable and a late customer comes to the shop, he will be disturbed. But if he thinks profit is more valuable, he will welcome the late customer. Right? So we value Krishna. We value our spiritual growth. Okay, fighting with this person and defeating with this person and my spiritual growth, which is more valuable? I put energy there. So even though I can defeat him, but why should I waste my 1 hour? Better I do 8 rounds. Even though I can defeat him, but why should I waste my 1 hour? Better I read 50 pages. So even though I can do this, but there's something more profitable. So let me do that. But if I think this is more profitable, then I will do this. You're with me? So what you value more, automatically your mind will turn towards protecting that value. So if I value myself, then my mind will focus on all these negative things. If I value Krishna, my mind will focus on positive growth. So we have to have value. We should give Krishna higher value than myself. Vasudevam sarvam iti. He is everything. I am zero. So that's the point of change. Okay? And we see, suppose a wife, before marriage, after marriage, the value changes. Before marriage, she gives value to herself. So her whole day schedule is such that she is comfortable and convenient. After marriage, she gives value to husband. So her whole day schedule is so the husband is comfortable and convenient. And more important is, as soon as the child comes, she gives so much value to the child, she forgets combing her hair, she forgets her sleep, and she is ready to wake up 2 o'clock at night, and she is ready to forego all the parties and forego everything. All the change happens just by arriving of a baby. Right? Whole lifestyle changes, career choice changes, and schedule changes, and comfort and convenience is out of the window only for a new mother, especially today's when there is no joint family. All as per the baby. Right? Similarly, bhakti is the baby in my heart. I have given birth to bhakti with the help of my guru. So if I value that, everything will change. I just protect this baby. But if there are some other babies, my ego baby, karma baby, if the other babies are there whom I am taking care, then bhakti baby will get neglected. So don't adopt. You have given birth to a baby, take care of that baby. Don't adopt more babies. Anartha babies. Don't adopt. Right? So just like a mother nurtures the baby, we should nurture our bhakti. What is good for my bhakti, I do. Even if it is killing. What is not good for my bhakti, I don't do. Even if it is helping. So if something happens in my life and I am about to respond, the first question is, oh, my baby will be okay with this? Should I accept this invitation or not? That's the mother's first question. If mother gets a phone call, come today 5 p.m., the first question is, will baby be okay? No, 5 p.m. is his eating time. I cannot come. 6 p.m. is okay. So the first question should be, will my bhakti be okay? So, okay? Yes. I don't have. No, you borrow, no? It's off.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Are Krishna and Srinathji both same? Like,
Yeah.
No manifestation, both same.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more question I had. that how can we recognize every situation as a decision of Krishna for our good side? Like how to consider both good and bad situation as good for us.
Well, we should understand that I am under Krishna's shelter. So whatever Krishna does is good for me because he is my well-wisher. Just like a child on the lap of the mother. Whatever mother does is good for the child. There is no question about it. Similarly, whatever Krishna does is good for me. There is no question about it. If you are on the lap of Krishna. So if you have taken shelter, this question will not arise. Because Krishna is well-wisher, Suharda. Whatever he does is good for me. So I will be happy. Like if you go to the hospital and the doctor admits you, and for next 3 days, whatever he pumps in your body, you will pay the bill for it. Because whatever the doctor does is good for me. Even though it's bitter, even though it's painful injection, but you will accept. Yes, doctor. Okay, doctor. Fine, doctor. ठीक है, doctor. Nurse comes with the injection. Yeah, okay, no problem. Shirt ऊपर उठा के, हाँ. Somebody is putting a pin inside you and you are okay with it. Why? Because मेरा cure हो रहा है. Because you have taken shelter of the hospital. So this is Dr. Radharas Bihari and this is 5-star hospital. Right? So you accept. Whatever Krishna does is good for me because I have taken his shelter and he is a well-wisher. He doesn't cheat anybody. Up till now he has not cheated anybody who has taken shelter. So why he'll cheat me? He's a good boy. Gentleman. Okay? Any more questions? Kidhar? Okay, we will end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We have a question? Where? Hare Krishna. I didn't see you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As you said, Prabhuji, that because of other babies like ego baby and all, etc., bhakti baby is neglected. So, but other baby may continue to bully us.
Don't feed them.
Okay.
Only feed Krishna baby. Don't feed other babies.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Feeding them means offensive chanting.
True.
So when we chant with offenses, the other seeds get nourished. But when we chant attentively without offenses, then bhakti baby gets nourished. So don't feed them.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful answer.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.